Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia, good morning.
Sam Healy, good morning everyone.
Today feels like a Friday for some reason.
What, it's not Friday?
Yeah, it's not. It is
Thursday, simpletons.
It's April 4th, so there's no practical jokes, finally.
Oh yeah, that'd be...
Maybe.
Yeah, I hope not. Welcome to Board Game Breakfast Live. We're going to get cranking here. We're going to start out with a contest. So, you want to win free stuff?
Free stuff?
Let's tell you how to win first. So you have to email us at contests@dicetower.com. Email us and in the subject heading put poker. So what are you trying to win? You're trying to win a game of Dual Bet Poker Plus. I did an interview for that. I think it was this week's Monday's Board Game Breakfast. And a set of Cooper-Nick playing cards. Now both of these you'll get, well, you get the playing cards sooner than later. The Dual Bet Poker Plus you'll get when it comes out, but a few months. And a $50 Cool Stuff gift certificate, which I guess you would get immediately. Sweet. So to enter this, you need to email us at contest@dicetower.com.
Is there an S on that, or is it just contest?
Happily, we control both.
Go wild.
So make sure that the subject heading is poker. Then inside you need to tell us what is the winning poker hand in the instructional video how to play Dual Bet Poker Plus. That's on our website, which is also dualbetpokerplus.com. So tell us that. Also give us your address and stuff so we can get that game sent out to you if you win. We'll announce the winner next Thursday. All right, so that is our contest. What else do we have going on? Tomorrow, cruise registration opens for everybody at noon. I would really show up at noon. A good chunk of the rooms are gone already because we opened it up for people who came in previous years, and they are coming back.
It's like 225 rooms already gone.
It's probably more than that. That was the first day.
That was yesterday.
Yeah. So we'll see. But there's still rooms left. Don't worry. But just I wouldn't wait too long. Dice Tower Cruise.
You want to be on that.
Or you can come to Dice Tower Retreat. Registration for that is still open also.
Sweet.
All right, well, it's time to get to the news. No April Fool's jokes here. Let's get started. All right, so Dice Tower news. Let's get started here with a couple games from Renegade. First, we have Time Chase. They said you will like Time Chase if you are a fan of The Fox and the Forest. But for more than two players.
I am a fan.
That's a two-player trick-taking game. That's cool.
That is correct. So in Time Chase, am I chasing foxes?
You are a 3 to 6. This is a 3 to 6 player game.
Oh, that's
You've
not
cracked
two.
the code to unlock time travel, but some nefarious colleagues are trying to use your invention to travel back in time and take the credit for themselves. Now that the theme is out of the way,
Typical.
Promise you the theme is not in this game.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, you're allowed to travel back in time. Oh, maybe. You're allowed to travel back in time to previous tricks and change their outcome.
That's kind of cool if they can manage to pull that off in a clever way.
I know you won that trick two turns ago, but you did not. I don't know how that works.
That's awesome. Okay.
All right, that sounds cool.
Trick-taking games, huh? I have about 6 trick-taking games I was just looking at yesterday on my shelf.
That you're going to get rid of?
No, just stuff I need to get to.
Yeah.
Oh, like ones you haven't even played.
When did we suddenly decide, trick-taking games don't sell well, but let's everybody make 2 of them?
Well, that was back when everyone was like, we need some games. Hang on one second.
Yeah, so all right, that sounds like it might have a good twist.
Their other game has the wonderful name Artsy.
Artsy fartsy.
That would actually, I would buy a game called Artsy Fartsy. And in this game of tasteful collection, your art gallery is expanding. As the curator, you've built our art gallery with new exhibits based on the categories your visitors are interested in.
That is the creepiest curator ever on the front of that
cover's
box.
a little disturbing, yeah.
That's like...
It's a little artsy.
Look into my eyes.
It's a 30-minute game, 2 to 5 players. It's coming out fall this year.
All right.
All right.
Alex Kever, the designer, could be good.
Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter.
He broke! Tom Vassal broke!
It's Sumter. Come
Okay,
on.
the secession crisis,
Fort
1860
Sumter.
1861. This is now coming to Play Deck. You can play it online from GMT Games. This one's a little mind-blowing for me because Sam and I played this game, and it's like barely a game, it felt like.
Yeah, that's true.
What is this?
That at least makes programming easy.
This is an iOS game, a computer game?
Yeah, it's coming out for iOS, I guess.
Okay.
From Play Deck, they did Ascension and things like that.
Got it.
I'm just surprised they picked this game of all. They have this huge catalog of widely renowned games, and they picked this one. But hey,
What's this one
Maybe
called?
they're just targeting a demographic. They're trying to go after some war gamers.
shut up, Z. No trolling allowed.
What is it called?
Machi Koro Legacy. Now this was announced actually last year at our live show at Gen Con.
Ooh.
There's more information coming out from this. The designers are Rob W, J.R. Honeycutt, and Masayo Suganumi.
Who I assume is the original designer.
That is correct.
Yes.
So new art for this game, and blah blah blah. Legacy game. There's a complete story arc over 10 games, and from what I understand, after 10 games, you then have your own custom playable version of Machikoro.
Like Charterstone.
Yeah,
Sure,
but 10
got
games
it.
of Machikoro seems like this is a legacy game you'll be able to finish more quickly, I guess.
Assuming they're shorter games, yeah. Yeah.
Spring 2019. Now, if I'm checking my watch correctly, and for no reason at all, we're in spring. I saw this, right?
Okay.
was like-
Which tells you what season it is?
It probably does.
that would be cool.
It probably
What
does.
season am I in? Nope. It doesn't.
Hey
do that.
Siri. Nope, nothing. All right. From Plaid Hat Games, Abomination: The Heir of Frankenstein. This is interesting because we were just talking.
Yes.
Last Board Game Breakfast, Z said he didn't pick Frankenstein because there wasn't really a game based on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I find interesting, the cover of this looks awesome. The game itself, the pictures of the game, I don't have one on here, looked a little bland for a Plaid Hat game, I thought.
Okay.
They were cubes, and it looked like a typical Euro game someone else would make. I do like the theme a lot, though. You are competing to complete the work of the infamous Dr. Victor Frankenstein. You need to deploy assistance, so worker placement game, to raise money, charge Leyden jars, research new scientific findings, and most importantly, collect raw materials.
Huh.
So,
Raw materials.
body parts need to
That's
be
what we're
harvested,
calling
exhumed,
corpses
or
now.
bought. And then you use to build bodies before they go bad.
That's
Wow.
disgusting.
You have 12 rounds to create a viable creature for their mysterious benefactor who's probably a supervillain. All right. I'm still excited. Plaid Hat stuff is good. Dan Blanchett, I know that name, but I don't know that. Have I played any
I don't
games from
remember
him?
that. I don't recognize that name
You're
right
probably
away.
thinking about Kate Blanchett. She's an actress.
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Maybe.
She
That's
was
probably
Hela
why it
in
rings a bell.
Thor. Is this in that same universe?
Ticket to Ride in London. Surprising, not us.
Yeah, this is cool news.
They're really like putting like on these covers. It's like so generic. They find some popular figure, and then is that Elton John with long hair?
That's John Lennon, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, you're right.
yes.
Well, who's
Elton
next to him? Is that
John.
Queen Elizabeth?
That's the Queen. And then next to them, over there, that's Austin Powers in a female disguise. And some sort of Bobby.
Bobby.
That's the guy from
I don't know
the
who those
Avengers, not the
Yeah,
Marvel
sure,
Avengers.
sure. The Avengers, yeah, maybe. It kind of looks like that.
Anyhow, this is very similar to Ticket to Ride New York. Very small one, uses double-decker buses. They said the map, I looked at the map, it's slightly bigger than New York,
Right.
so it's a little more wide open. And in the announcement, they made it pretty clear there's another one coming.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, and in it you're trying to collect sort of connecting groups gives you bonus points, and this one is the idea. Sort of
Got
like
it.
little districts. Sounds neat.
I'm cool. I like all the Ticket to Rides. I hope that this doesn't mean we won't see any more big ones. But who knows? WizKids is making another Dice Masters set based on Dungeons & Dragons, and this specifically is based in the Waterdeep universe. That's a very
Okay.
Strange cover.
artsy cover.
It's a beholder in the background. I know that.
Sure. It just looks. I don't know. If I glance at that, I don't think Dungeons and Dragons until I see the beholder.
You can barely see the beholder though, right? Because it's masked
looks like
behind
a
a few
sequel to
things.
the Dark Tower.
But he can see you.
Oh, I like the cover. I like that half of it anyway. The rest is sort of a pile of money falling.
Is that what that is? I thought it was
think so.
I thought it was like cadavers or something.
No,
That's
it looks
definitely
like a
the
bunch
money.
of money.
Remember that
yeah.
the money is that shape in the Waterdeep because we have it in the other
Right.
game. All right, whatever. Next, Unearth the Lost Tribe is an expansion for Unearth. This is from Brotherwise Games.
Huh.
Has anyone here played Unearth?
Yeah.
You have. This one is going to add a 5th player and a solo mode, solo
Okay.
campaign mode.
This is not a game I thought would ever get an expansion,
That's what I
honestly.
was just thinking, yeah.
But yeah, cool. I mean, the game is nice. It's a neat dice-driven sort of area control game. You know, you roll dice and put them on cards. Try to have the highest number of pips on there, if I remember correctly. It's neat.
And finally, our last piece of news here is from Star Wars Legion. They're making a Clone Wars set. So this is another game that I thought was, I talked to some people at Gamma about this, some different retailers and publishers. I was trying, not publishers, but mostly retailers. I was kind of curious to see how this game has taken off, and they basically said the people who are in it are in it.
Sure.
But it hasn't taken the world by storm. But then again, I only talked to a handful of people, so I don't know how well this game is doing. I know that it's not being played at our stores and stuff.
Sure. I mean, they are supporting it, and they would not if it wasn't doing at least fairly well.
Sure. Now, this is interesting because a lot of people do not like the Clone Wars, but for a Ground Wars combat, this would be what I want to see. Those couple scenes in Star Wars Episode 2 where they're showing that ground war and the tanks and stuff, that was awesome.
And that's where this is based on?
I think so.
that
It looks
same-
like it. Well, General Grievous is there. Looks like he's about to mow down a bunch of clone troopers.
He is my favorite.
No,
Is
I mean,
it?
it's a good idea. Yeah, we just haven't seen it taking off here, and it's a very crowded market anyway.
They're also releasing they're releasing the stuff fairly slowly, just a few models and stuff.
Well, they have so many
for
active-
a game where there's,
Huge, right? Yeah.
if you're playing a miniatures game, you want lots of different choices to pick from. Games Workshop, for example, releases like a new figure every day practically for $40K, something new.
Right.
Well, they have so many active product lines that it's probably hard to get a lot of content out for any one of them.
So it comes with 18 battle
Grievous in
droids, 4 droidica. That's the
round
spinning
ones,
thing.
yeah.
He's on the box. He's going to be a
General
blister
Grievous
pack.
is included as a token. No, I'm just kidding. As a commander of the droid units. The good guys have 14 Phase 1 clone troopers and a Bark Speeder. Also, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Does he have his
Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, as opposed
Does he have that iguana he rides?
Oh, that would be awesome.
That's a crate dragon.
Yeah, that's what I said. What a massive mess.
Alrighty.
The crate dragon.
That's the regular news. Let's jump to Kickstarter and War Game news.
This week's Kickstarters are brought to you by the letter P and the number J, as in PJs. I'm not getting out of them today. So, featured this week we have Bloom by Yanaguana. This is for 2 to 4 gardeners who like puzzles and math, as players will be strategically placing flower tiles in their garden to score hybrid points and maneuvering blooms over watering cans to manipulate the highly competitive flower market for about 20 to 40 minutes in this puzzle-style game that costs only $29. Next up is the not-so-subtle reminder of how terrifying the ocean is in Oceans by North Star Games, which is for 2 to 6 mad scientists ready to create their own underwater nightmare, as players' sea monsters will be foraging the ocean's floors for food, attacking other players, and outliving their usefulness for about 45 to 100 minutes in this hand management game that costs $45. Now, if this game sounds exciting to play, but you don't want to get too salty, then Freshwater Fly by Bellwether Games might be for you, as 1 to 4 anglers press their luck by pairing the right dice with action combinations for 40 to 90 minutes in this fish collecting game that utilizes all sorts of fish terms I never even knew I needed to know. Now, a pledge for this game starts at $49, and lastly we have Blood on the Clock Tower by Pandemonium Institute, which is actually where my kid studies at. But this is for 5 to 20 players that are really great at lying, as each person will be taking on a unique role out of 99 to capture a demon among them, or slay the majority of the villagers for 30 to 120 minutes in this heavy storytelling game that gives the narrator power to interact within the story and doesn't leave players out of the game when they die. This little murder mystery will cost you $79, but you'll surely reap the benefits when you eventually become a human lie detector. Now for reprints and expansions, we have the new folklore expansion, Follow the Spire. This actually adds new characters as well as adds a new and improved combat system, along with event cards and a whole new storyline. You can pick this baby up for $60. Thanks so much for joining me this week, guys. If you want to know more about any of these Kickstarters, then stay tuned for my not-so-live show this week, as we will be doing a pre-recorded show as I will be traveling to FNORDCon, and we will be doing a live watch party, though. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys all next week.
Today, I'm doing a game called Dunkirk, France 1940 by Worthington Publishing. I figured the movie came out not long ago, let's check out the game. Okay, so short history lesson here. Here's France, here's Belgium, and here's Germany. Now, if you look here, this is the Maginot Line. The Maginot Line is a big fortification that France created to protect their borders. And the Frenchmen stopped the Maginot Line here. So look at Germany. What do you think they're gonna do? They're not gonna attack here. They're gonna go over through Belgium, all the way to Dunkirk, and there's 350,000 Allied soldiers pinned. They can't go anywhere. That blue thing, that's the English Channel. Someone's gonna pay for that. So you're probably saying, well, Dan, there's only one scenario. The Germans win. That's it. Nah. There's 6 scenarios. There's variations on scenarios, and it's not only drive the Allies to Dunkirk type thing or run away. Dunkirk, France, 1940. This is an easy peasy game, a great gateway game. Only 8 pages of rules. Now let's look at the map. There's big hexes, everything is written clear, nothing to bog yourself down, not too much information, and even setup information. Now, this game uses a chit pull system to activate your formations. How does the chit pull system work? Well, you take your block, a cup, drop it in, pick it up, and that's the formation or the block that moves on the map. On the game turn track number 1, you're going to see 4 Germans, 1 British, 2 French, and there are also 3 Allied cards and 4 German cards. So basically, those are the chits that you put into your cup. This is a card-assisted game. You know, when I was young, I wanted to know the difference between a card-driven game and a card-assisted game. I would ask my dad, and this is how it would work. Oh, what's the difference between a card-assisted game and a card-driven game? Shut up! Card-assisted game helps you in your game. Card-driven game, no cards, no game. You could draw a card that has the airstrike. Those 4s means you roll 3 dice, 4 over, they're gone. This is the board set up and ready to go. You want to learn how to play a war game? This is it! Dunkirk, France, 1940, published by Worthington Games. If you want to know more about war games, please check out my channel. Thank you very much.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Player Stereotypes segment. This day we're going to talk about the spectator. Now the spectator is the person that basically hovers behind you, not so quietly watching the game.
It's okay to watch games, right?
Yes, absolutely. If you want to spectate games, no worries at all. But please keep the comments in the peanut gallery. This guy is the guy that comes back and says, hey, you could win the game in 5 moves. As long as he doesn't do this. But if he does do that, you can win in 4.
Thanks.
Or
I will kill you if you stay at this table one more second.
And you can actually have this person be a person in the game. Not always. Most of the time it's a person walking by, right? But I've had
Right.
it where people, 5 tribes specifically,
Right.
where everybody at the table is going, oh yeah, you should do that.
But it's so obvious what you should do, Sam.
Right, I know, it is, right?
Yeah,
to
I don't-
everybody at the table but me. But
It's
we
when
had-
a guy comes by and says, "Oh, you're playing like that?
Yeah.
You put your armies in that spot? No one ever goes there."
Right. Right. Or you have, like, we had this happen to us when we were playing London Dread at Gen Con, when we were getting the lowdown at Gen Con one year. And this lady just out of the blue, she just came, she literally tried to start alpha gaming every single player's moves.
From outside the game.
From outside games. She wasn't playing, she was watching. And she was like, okay, well, you should do this, 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 and this, and this, and you, if you really want to do, well, you need to do this, this, and this,
That's
and this.
pretty close to how it went.
And I'm like,
Yeah, she kind of brought it. She
I'm
went
looking
zero.
at the
She
designer.
went 0 to 60 real quick.
I'm looking at the designer like, is she helping you? I have no idea
That's
what's
my
going
wife.
on. Well, I didn't say anything, but in my mind, I'm like going, who is this lady and why is she telling me how to play my game?
Right.
And that's what a spectator does. They'll come by and they'll try to tell you the best way. They're not necessarily wrong, even. Matter of fact, most of the time they're probably right. But you're not playing the game.
Samuel says, if a spectator tells me an optimal move, I'll do the opposite move. That's how I deal with them. Of course, then if they're smart, they'll be like, well, you should surrender.
Wow, that's really like wanting to get your way, though, at that point. when the player sitting at the table slaps you across the face and you're like, I have an answer to this. At that point, just leave if you're spectating and clearly your comments aren't, wanted.
All right.
I don't know. It's tricky how to deal with someone who is doing that, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem, because you don't want to be straight up rude.
Right.
And I said I want to be straight up rude. You don't want to be straight up rude to them, because then you don't accomplish anything. They're like, okay, they feel hurt, they walk away. You feel bad about having sort of been dismissive, but you also can't let them play the game for you.
Well, if I don't remember correctly, but I don't specifically remember, but I don't think we actually did anything that she said to do during our London Dread game. We were just like...
Well, have you seen her back at Gen Con?
We kept...
You haven't, have you?
What'd you do?
You're welcome.
Oh, my word!
I revoked her ability to attend Gen
So,
Con.
no, here's the thing. Lots of people,
Because you
we're
have
playing
that
games at cons.
Permanently.
People always come up and say, you guys mind if I watch? Which I always find weird, because I say, if we didn't want you to watch, we would not play in a public
we wouldn't
spot.
be here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine to watch. That's not a bad. That's polite to ask. There's the spectator who comes up and says, oh, if you don't watch out, he's going to win next turn. That's the guy you want to smack.
Yeah.
Not so much the guy who tells us how to play, because I can ignore him. It's the guy who comes in and says, ooh, if you're not careful, Tom's going to win right here. And I'm like,
Right.
thank you.
Right, that's not fair. That's an extra set of eyes randomly helping someone.
Well, what if it's the person who is with somebody else and standing behind their chair and they're helping them?
Whoa.
A parent.
The mastermind.
Oh, maybe is that a different category?
Mastermind.
The mastermind. The person playing a game is only a
That
pawn.
bothers me less, honestly, because I can
Really?
ignore that person.
They're helping that one person, but it gives them like two sets of eyes
That's
on the
okay.
table.
I don't care about winning. I just want
Yeah.
them to not bother me or tell me what to do. I just want to play the game.
Okay.
So honestly, like someone who I'm assuming is like a two-headed monster, I'm okay with that.
All right.
Yeah.
I would say that doesn't normally bother me, but it does seem like it gives them an unfair advantage.
Sure, probably does, but
maybe.
again, doesn't bother me too much.
Depends on the level of engagement that the person actually sitting at the table has.
If you beat them, though, you beat two people.
That's right.
Your two brains were less than mine.
Wow.
That's mean.
That would be mean. That's only if you say it out loud.
Like you
That's
did.
the answer then. There you go. You don't say what you're thinking out loud to the spectator.
This is something that, again, is easy for all of us to do.
Yeah.
Even without, you walk up, you're like, wait a minute. And then, of course, there's the mixing it with last week. There's the guy who comes up and goes, oh, you're playing this wrong. I don't know if that I have a problem with, because that I might...
That's probably okay if someone notices actually
You're playing a wrong rule. Yeah. I don't know.
I appreciate that. I think I missed something in the rule book. I might not catch for another 2-3 plays.
If they're right.
Well, yeah.
If they're right. If they pause the game and they're actually wrong,
then
Yeah.
Jose says, when my wife spectates, I exclaim, "I'm my own man," then proceed to do exactly as she says. So
I like it.
It's probably well done, yes. Kudos to you, sir.
Alrighty. The Spectator. Well, if you're watching this after the fact, tell us what you think in the comments.
Like a spectator would.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Have Spectator. What?
Yeah, but they see
What?
it after the fact. It's not live.
But what about the
and
live
they pop
people?
in and they're like, somebody should have asked this. Spectator. Just kidding. Feel free.
All right. Here's some more contributors.
Hi guys, sorry for the absence, conventions and all that, but also I didn't think my app video was working quite well. If you want to see me do apps more detailed with more time to spare, then watch my solo plays on my channel. So I thought for a new segment I'd try something on the lines of Tom Talks, except rather than Tom Talks, this is more kind of Luke Rants. People like a lot of my honesty and stuff like that in videos, and so I thought, well, why don't I talk about a few things that just irk me in board games? We just had a top 5 from Dice Tower West on that subject, and it was funny as all get out. So surely this has got to give a few laughs as well, alright? And, oh god, running out of time. We only get a couple of minutes for this. So what's irking me on this episode? Well, publishers, seriously, stop with the 5th player in games, okay? I'm getting sick and tired of games where it barely works at 4 players, or it's a multiplayer solitaire game, that you're adding players just to add more time, and then they go, right, in this new expansion, this is one of the modules you're paying for, 5th player pieces, because there's nothing more fun than a game that takes you nearly 2 hours to play with 4 by adding another 30-40 minutes to the game and more downtime. Ain't that swell? No, it's not, okay? I don't like it when you shoved it in 5 tries. I didn't like it when you shoved it in Pursuit of Happiness, okay? The game usually doesn't work with 4 players at the best of times. Whenever they say 2 to 4 players, it's usually best at 2 or 3 and then is a bit long with 4. And it's even worse when the game basically says, right, it goes from 2 to 5 players. So basically the only reason they put 5 players on the box is so they could sell more copies to people. It doesn't work. I hate it. Just please, enough with the 5th player, okay? There are games designed for 5 players. Your Euro game of multiplayer solitaire is not one of them. So what do you think, guys? Do you agree with that statement? Do you think it's, 5th players are great? What games do you think work with 5 players that are kind of these multiplayer solitaire Euro games? Let us know in the comments. Whoop, running out of time, so without further ado, I better get on with my day. So take care, hopefully you'll see me on another Luke Rants video if it's something you want to see. Take care, and enjoy your breakfast.
What's up guys, Joe here. I know a couple episodes ago I was talking about worker placement games, but guess what? Art just brought me back in. It's one of my favorite aspects in board gaming. So in today's episode, I'm going to show off a game that I knew nothing about. I'm talking about Call to Adventure. Let's take a look at it. Okay guys, so here it is, Call to Adventure. Now again, this is a game that I knew nothing about. Like I said, I saw it on my Facebook feed a couple of times and I needed to just find out more information. But like I said, I was impatient and I just went to my friendly local game store and picked it up. Excuse me for my voice, I'm just getting over a cold. So let me just show you a couple of cards real quick. I'm going to try something new. Instead of me throwing photos up on the screen, I'm going to show you the actual cards itself. And just look at this stunning artwork on all these cards. Now this is a first also for me, where this game is not just done by one artist. It's actually done by a couple. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to put, if they have a Facebook page or some kind of shop where you could buy some of their prints, I'm going to just list it at the end of the video so you could check that out yourself. Again, these cards, they have this painter look to it. This is actually, a step away from what I'm usually into. I like the cartoon style artwork, but this game, something about the artwork just blew me away. And I'm a little upset because this game was actually on Kickstarter, and so you could have, got a bunch of other cards for. There's a couple of decks in this game. These are the act and character trait. I believe they're trait decks. Again, I'm brand new to this game, so I don't even know how the game plays, but I just needed to purchase it because of the art. Luckily, I have some friends that played it, and they actually said it's a pretty good game. But look at this. It's just a stunning artwork all around. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many cards in this game that I could show off. And I just went through the decks and just picked out the ones that I thought were... Again, I hate to use the same term over and over again, but it's the truth. A lot of these cards are stunning. I'm just gonna flip through them, a couple of these cards, so I can show you real quick what they look like. So I think the premise of the game is that you're building a character starting from the origin through its destiny, and you win by gaining the most points, and whoever has the most points or the best destiny, I believe, at the end of the game wins. This is, again, this is not the first time that I've done this, where I've purchased a game strictly because of the artwork. But this one, like I said, I saw that there was a card in the Kickstarter called Leap of Faith, which I'm kind of upset I don't have. That is stunning to look at. And again, there's that term stunning again. I'm going to try to switch up the terms. Just take a look. It's got a couple more, so you can check them out. If you want to know more about Call to Adventure, check out Brotherwise Games. They're the publishers of the game. Check me out on all the various social medias and on YouTube. And until next time, keep on gaming, guys.
Howdy folks, welcome to By the Numbers. My name is Hunter Thomason from the Family Showdown. This week we're continuing my video series on the best games by year on Board Game Geek. We started with 1970. Today we're looking at 1971. Here we have the top 5 games from 1971. We're going to focus in on the number 1 game, Sleuth. This is the 3M Gamette version of Sleuth. It's been reprinted numerous times by numerous companies and is still available today. In fact, you can find many of the older versions on the cheap. Sleuth is a pure deduction game. It reminds me a lot of Clue in that you have a set of cards. You're going to take one of those cards, set it aside, and through the process of questioning other players, you're trying to deduce which card is missing. Sleuth is ranked 1020 at the time of this recording on Board Game Geek. And looking at the overall ratings, we see that it has a nice little bell curve wrapped around the 7 rating, giving it an overall rating of 6.9. Sleuth has a weight of 2.47, which seems pretty high for a pretty simplistic card game with relatively easy rules, but that weight comes from the amount of brain burniness it has. Is that a thing? As I mentioned earlier, this game is still in print today. I was somewhat shocked to find. I just went on a whim and went out to some online stores to see if it was available, and brand spanking new copies of this game is still in print. And, like I said, you can still find the 1971 version of this game relatively inexpensively in the secondhand market. So if you're looking for an alternative to Clue, Sleuth might just be the game you're looking for. See you next time.
Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 for 10. You know, since Hunter was talking about Sleuth, I figured my game today is going to be about racing games. And so, we are going to be looking here at 11 racing games. On the lists here, on the cards, you will see the year in which the game came out. So, Race to the North Pole, for example, came out in 2015. And what you guys are trying to do is arrange them according to the BGG rank as it stands right now, as of this morning. BGG ranking.
All right. Oh, good. Well, at least the one that he showed, I don't know anything about.
Good. So we've got Race to the North Pole. We've got Pitch Car,
Woo!
Flamme Rouge,
Boo.
Winner's Circle,
Yay!
Cthulhu 500,
Don't care.
Gang Rush Breakout, Mississippi Queen, Thunder Alley, Ave Caesar, Formula D, and the game that really could be in here no matter what the category was, 504. Definitely a racing game.
Well, I know which of these games probably has the most ratings.
Okay, but again, you're not going for the most people owned or anything. You're going for highest ranking, which is, of course, the average of what people have rated that game.
All right, we're
Plus
drafting.
plus a little weirdness thrown in, of course.
Oh, gee
Again,
whiz.
according to BEG, and we are going to draft these. The one you leave behind will be your starting point. Who wants to draft first?
I'll let Sam draft first.
Go
Out of
ahead,
the goodness of my heart.
Draft it. Drafted real good.
Dun, dun, bum, 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 bum.
I'll take Pitch Car. I love Pitch Car.
Drafted.
I'm picking games I like.
Drafted real good.
How can you draft it real bad? I guess.
No, you can definitely draft bad.
Drafted. Go ahead, Sam. What do you got? What are you gonna take?
I'm gonna go with this.
Race to the North Pole. All right, Tom. What would you
I'm gonna
like?
go with Formula D.
Formula D, the one released in 2008. Cthulhu 500.
Oh, that's not Formula D. It's Formula D.
You knew that.
Oh,
Get out of
tricky.
here.
No. I forgot they're probably separate.
There's a reason why I put the years on these. There's a very important reason. In fact, if you just look at the years, you'll have a serious advantage. That's a lie. Just trying to mess you up.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, what are you taking?
I'll take,
it's 504
I'll take
still
504.
there. Thank you. Ave Caesar. All right, Tom, what would you like to take?
Oh, I love Thunder Alley. I'll take Thunder Alley.
Thunder Alley, Mississippi Queen, and then Tom.
I will take. Well, I'm going first, aren't I? Well, it doesn't matter which one I take if I go first. No. The one that gets left out.
Oh, that's right.
All right, interesting. Flamme Rouge is ranked 220.
Really?
All right,
It's not that good. Okay.
go
sorry.
ahead.
There's no way Winner's Circle is higher than that, even though it should be. I love Winner's Circle. This is a 2001. They renamed it also. So I'm gonna say it's lower. Whatever. Which side's lower? Is it towards me or towards Sam?
We'll go towards you as a lower one,
All
yeah.
right, so I'm gonna say lower.
And that's right. It is 713.
Winner's Circle is clearly superior to Flamme Rouge.
But it sounds less snooty. Flamme Rouge.
That's true. It does.
I've got Mississippi Queen, and I am thinking
Which is being
that
reprinted this year, actually.
Really?
Mississippi Queen. Man, there's almost 500 difference.
Yeah, there is.
Well, would you guys like the hint that stipulates none of these are within 100 of each other?
Really?
Correct. There are no games within 100 of another game.
But that's still. Well, then you. Well, that's probably in the top 10.
Okay.
I'm trying to help.
Man, it's not here. It's got to be here or here because there's only 3 choices.
It has to go here
Sleuth.
or
I
here.
knew it had something to do with it.
But it could also go between them, yes.
Yes.
He's right. I mean, there's no denying. He's correct.
That is correct. I'm going to put it here.
That's got to be right.
That's right. And it was not
It's
close.
in the thousands.
1,741.
It's an older game. Older games tend to fall back.
All right, Tom, what do you got? What's next for you, buddy?
Thunder Alley.
Thunder Alley.
I like Thunder Alley a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely higher than Mississippi Queen.
Now, here's the thing, okay? It could go here.
Shut up.
It could go between these two or between these two or here. Man. Just explaining some choices,
I'm gonna guess it goes here. Like I would.
So you're saying higher than
I would
winner's
put
circle?
it in like not the 600s, I guess, since you said they're 100 apart, but I could see it being in the 500s.
It could be in the 600s and be 100 away from the
Sure,
other
like,
ones.
okay, 610.
Okay, how about 603?
All right.
How's that?
I feel a lot better now.
He's been reading up on the beach.
Should probably
I've
show
got
people
Ave
the numbers.
Caesar. I've got Ave Caesar.
Do what I want. It's my game. 10 for 10, son.
Don't be spectating.
Don't backseat drive. All right, Sam, what do you got?
I got Ave Caesar.
Oh, Ave Caesar, then I
Caesar.
salute you.
I do love
Could
Ave
still
Caesar.
be here because of your hint.
Sure.
Could
I wouldn't get too
definitely
hung up
be
on the
here.
hint. I was just trying to help you guys out a little bit.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Quite a wide spread of games here.
Well, no,
So
we can do this though, right?
Sure.
That's deduction.
That is correct. There will not be one between those
which
two.
is what I was saying.
Yeah, but he touched them together. That's
But
how
then
you
he started
spectate.
mocking you, is what I believe the host was doing. The host is supposed to say, "Where are you from? What are your
You're
hobbies?
supposed to be a nice person.
Board games."
Get out.
Wow, Ave Caesar.
There was a board game winner
I
on
could
that new
see where
game show.
it is here. I could see where it is here because it's still pretty popular and it's really old.
I'm not helping you at all.
But I'm gonna go here.
That is wrong.
Okay.
Put that on the bottom of your pile, please.
504. Well, I want to put it here. I know it's not in the top 1,000. Well, I'm assuming. If it's in the top 1,000, then we got some problems.
Oh. What if it is 504 and folks on BGG have manipulated the ranking so that it would be?
Bonagor, I'm going to go with it all the way down here.
Bonacor?
I'm like, Bonagor, that's where it goes.
That is correct. It is
You would have put it down there, too.
2,382.
I would have put it behind you.
2,382.
Here, slide the cards
So
over.
there it is.
All right, what does Sam have now?
There it is.
This is harder than last week, by the way.
Yeah?
What was
Yeah,
last week? I don't
it's
remember.
A lot harder.
The novels,
Oh, yeah,
dated
yeah.
publications. I'm trying not to repeat myself. you know.
Cthulhu 500?
Top
It's
10 game.
well-known racing game in which you have to bring your best tentacles to the racetrack.
Have you played this one?
I sure haven't.
I've never even heard of
You've
this
never heard of
game.
Cthulhu 500?
Shut up,
It's
neither of you.
Daytona-based.
I'm going to say it's down there.
That is correct. And there's a little bit of a jump here.
Actually, I would have put it there myself because
Really?
I know some
'Cause
people
of
do
Lovecraft?
like some
Yeah.
people do like the game.
Well, there's a little bit of a jump. This is 6,504.
All right. Formula D.
I'm sorry, an 8. I have to fix that. It's very important. 6,508. Okay, Formula D, the 2008 printing, yes.
Okay, well, Formula D is obviously not going to be below Cthulhu and 504.
Well,
Probably not below
do you
Mississippi
know that?
Queen either, because it's a popular game. People like it.
take a note here real quick.
This is a really big. This is a pretty big swing. I'm gonna stick it in here. That's a pretty wide spread. They're 1,000 apart.
That is wrong.
Wow.
No face. Vazzle.
All right, what do you have?
Race to the North Pole. 2015.
Have you played that one?
No.
You played this one.
Nope.
Did I play this one?
No. I don't know if you played. Why are you asking me if you played?
I think I've reviewed this one actually.
Okay, well, there you go. That might be a clue, Sherlock.
I'm thinking about putting it right there. Right below Mississippi Queen.
Is that where it's going?
Cheers.
That's wrong.
Stupid.
I got Pitch Car. Now we all know Pitch Car should be in the top 10.
Okay.
We do?
We all know that. So say we all.
We do?
Apparently.
So say we know.
Pitch Car could be above 220. but BGG tends to not like fun games.
Now this is what you call deductifying.
I'm gonna
Did you
put
hear
it.
that the Golden Geek Awards were announced?
Okay, so this is between 220 and 603.
Bink.
That is correct.
What
This is
it?
339.
Oh, there are. Okay, that's actually for a dexterity game. That's pretty high.
There you go.
I just gotta figure out where this last one goes. I got the drop on Samuel.
Gang Rush Breakout.
And here we go. We can do this.
Well, you got the drop on me because I made 2 mistakes and you've only made 1. So, yeah.
I think we both made one when we started.
Gang Rush.
Go ahead, say it. Say it.
Gang Rush Breakout. Again.
That one
That
you
is a
played.
game
That's
you
the one with the
played
tiny
at-
little dollar bills. That was our pre-hurricane.
That's a come on game.
There you go.
He ain't wrong, baby. This is rated 8,278.
This is like one of I think if we ever do like our top 10 disappointments, this might be on it because that game looked amazing.
Yeah, it did.
Except
is-
for the tiniest paper
I know.
money
Oh,
on Earth.
you were like racing on a bridge. It was a really, really weird, like stilted race.
Yeah, but it looked cool.
Yeah,
It
it looked
looked
like
cool. It's got
looked
a
like you were
great
swerving
cover.
around. Yeah.
And
All
if you
right.
ever find it for $5, I would say that piece of artwork is worth $5.
Here's my problem. I actually forget where I put this last time.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's too bad.
Well, I'm not going down with it, so I'm gonna
I don't
go.
want you to have to guess in the same spot again. Do we remember where he went?
No, I know where it went. I remember saying it was a big spread there.
Okay.
I'm gonna move it up then to between Thunder Alley and Pitch Car because it's not in the top 220.
You're sure? Formula D.
Pretty sure. I'm sticking it there. Not moving.
That is correct. This is 460.
Thanks, Alex Trebek. No, Alex Trebek.
Extra
didn't
back
do
is
that.
actually quick.
Who's the guy?
All right, Sam, what do you got? Let's do one more, buddy.
Ave Caesar.
Where's that one going to go?
It doesn't matter. I've already done it.
This is true. Where do you think it might
I
go?
don't even remember where I said last time.
You said in the top 10.
No, I didn't.
Okay, then that one's eliminated.
That one's eliminated.
The
because
problem
of
is
the
it's
gap
old.
Here. That one's.
It is old. It's from 89,
You did
1989.
lie. There's less than 100 right here. What's wrong with you?
Oh, was that 460?
Oh, is that 460 or 400?
460.
Oh, well, stupid handwriting.
Well, I wrote the 0 first. You know, it's okay to be dyslexic and still enjoy games.
Yes. That's bad handwriting. That's not dyslexia.
I had to fix a 0.
So make it look like
All right, we're
six
arguing over the
instead of
stupid
a fake
6.
0.
It's a 6. Look, 460, but I wrote a 0, and then I was like, oh, the 6 goes there, not there. So then I did that. You lost. You know why? Why am I even talking to you? He's lost. That's it, y'all. Loser over here to my right, Samuel Healy.
go
If you want to
this.
send your
No.
booze and chuckles, email him
it can't
at
go between us two, 'cause there's-
samhealy@bruhaha.net.
Oh, that's right. It's less.
I think it's here.
And if you want to congratulate Tom
so these
Vassell,
are all
I dissuade you
like
from doing
this.
that. Instead, mock Sam Healy
This.
in your emails at laughable.
Shut up! I can't think.
Probably here.
Is that correct?
And
No, but
Really?
let's. What is it now? Which one? Ave Caesar?
It's got to be there.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Race to the North Pole is, I don't know. I would say here.
You were right here.
Oh, okay.
There's.
Race to the North Pole is almost a kid's game, now that I'm remembering it. Ave Caesar is what number?
It is.
Is it in the top 1,000?
No, it's just outside of it. 1,185.
Wonder where downforce is in this.
It was up here because I excluded it. I'll tell you right now, actually.
What other
It's
racing games?
432.
What other racing games would he have considered?
I considered a bunch of them, but I excluded some because I wanted to make sure the gaps were big enough.
Formula Motor Racing? Did you?
That was
consider
in
that
the. That was pretty high.
TI4 is a racing game.
Sure.
Well,
but
there's a lot of games you're
downforce.
racing to get something. Yes,
Downforce
yes,
would have
yes.
been right below, as in higher up than Formula D. So I excluded that one. I just went with Formula D, and then also El Dorado like Race to Quest for El Dorado, which is a racing game also, would have been second then, right after Flamme Rouge at 273.
I can't believe of
Flamme
all
Rouge
these
was
amazing
the
race games,
highest
Flamme
thing.
Rouge.
That is the highest one that is tagged as a racing game.
Really?
Yes.
But I thought people love racing games. I wonder though if you went by users owned, I bet many of these would be in the top 200.
Oh, absolutely, of course, yeah. But that's what it is according to the ranking. Gotta mix it up, baby, gotta mix it up.
All right,
Something like that.
I think there's more segments. Let's
Oh,
do
for
them.
sure.
Most segments.
Hi, Stella from Meeple University. Hope your week's been well. This week, I want to share my thoughts and I want to know your thought as well. How important is components to board games? Do you look away when you think the components doesn't look that great? Does that affect if you want to play or not? I recently played Cryptid board game at a local board game meetup. I have seen the games around before being played at another board game meetup, and I only knew a little bit about the game back then. I heard someone say the word deduction, so I kind of like assume it is a social deduction game, so I chose not to play at the time. However, at another occasion, there were 5 of us want to play something. Someone suggested Cryptid. So at the time I have wanting to play the game. To me, at the time anyway, the components look average, if you know what I mean. So we learned and played the game, and oh my, I was blown away. Maybe because I have a low expectation beforehand, I should know not to judge the book by its cover. It is such an amazing puzzle solving game. It is not social deduction, it's puzzle deduction. Reminds me a bit of a game called Alchemists. It has got some puzzle deductions throughout. There are a few games like that as well. Not that pretty, but play so good. For example, the 18XX series, and possibly Trainways, one of my favorite games. So the components is normal. It's not like super pretty or anything like that, but the gameplay is really good. How important is components to you in board games? Seems like it is pretty hard these days to get away with non-well illustrated game. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoy my segment, please consider checking Meeple University on YouTube. On our channel, we do a lot of overview, how to play through, review, and vlog. See you next week.
Hey guys, it's Nick and welcome back to Mental Health Minute. And I'm here to talk about when it's just time to stop. Playing games is great. We all love it. Watching content is great and something we all do. But sometimes you gotta take a day off. Take a day off from gaming. I know it sounds terrible, but listen, you take a day off from gaming, you take a day off from any board game content whatsoever. Don't worry, it will be there tomorrow. It will be there. You'll appreciate it that much more. There are other things in life. This is a hobby that we're doing, and there are other things in life that we also enjoy. So please, don't forget to take part in those things, because a diverse portfolio of your enjoyment is nothing but good. Does nothing but good things. You can hang out with friends who maybe aren't into board gaming. You can hang out with friends who are and just do something different. Whatever it is you want, just take a day. Because I'll tell you what, after doing something over and over and over again, it becomes routine. And routine is less appreciated sometimes. Sometimes you get so used to that routine that you're just kind of stuck. And it's not the same enjoyment. That's how we lose faith in some games that we love, because we played it so much that is it really that enjoyable anymore? If you take a day off, take a little hiatus if you have to from board gaming, you'll learn to appreciate board gaming that much more. And I think that's an important lesson that all of us need to learn, including me as a content creator myself. Sometimes creating content is good, but sometimes slowing down is good too. So I just wanted to remind everybody about that. Thank you again. If you have any comments on the subject below, leave them in the comments and let me know what you think about taking a day off. Do enjoy your breakfast.
Hi, we're Board Game Opinions. My name's Jonathan.
I'm Steve. I'm Nathan.
I'm Amy.
And this is our speed quiz, where contestants are attempting to guess as many answers as they possibly can for a particular category, and today's category is One Night Ultimate Werewolf Rolls. Now we're going to include anything from the base game or from the Daybreak expansion, but not the sort of alternative versions of the game. So no vampires, no aliens or anything like that. Just the base game plus the Daybreak expansion. I'll tell you now, there are 23 possible roles that they can get. And we're going to start with Nathan. Oh, incidentally, you get 2 points if you get one from Daybreak, because they're less commonly known. 1 point if you get one of the base game roles. Ready?
Yep.
Off you go.
Werewolf.
Yep.
Mystic Wolf.
Yes.
Alpha Wolf.
Yes.
Villager.
Yes.
Apprentice Seer.
Yes.
Dream Wolf.
Yes.
Tanner.
Yep.
Doppelganger.
Yes.
Paranormal Investigator.
They're good at these, aren't they? Yes, that's one.
Mystic.
No.
Seer.
Yes.
Revealer.
Oh, yes, very good.
Don't know.
No, okay, I'll open it up to the floor.
Robber.
Troublemaker.
Hang on, Robert. Yes. Troublemaker. Yes.
Thief. Oh, robber, sorry.
No thief. We've had Robert.
You've got the...
Villager.
You've got about 10 seconds
The
left.
Villager.
We've done Villager.
Oh, damn it, I thought...
Village Idiot.
yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, time. All right, let me tot up the scores and we'll see how that is. All right, I've added up the scores and it is... Nathan got 3 for all the basic roles. Amy got 7, but Steve is victorious again with 10. So well done, Steve. Here's a few that you could have had. There's Bodyguard, Curator, The Drunk, Hunter, Insomniac, The Masons, of course, Minion, The Sentinel, and The Witch. So did you get any of those at home? Hopefully you did. But yes, well done, Steve. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
This is Roy Canning, and this is 5, where I talk about my top 5 in a game. This week we're looking all at Mansions of Madness, and this is my top 5 scenarios in Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. So my number 5 is Altered Fates. This is where you can basically start split up as a team. We recently played this, and it was a lot of fun. You have to work together on 2 different sides of reality. And then my number 4 is the Gates of Silverwood Manor. This is a scenario where there's different like time rifts, and the mansion is moving around in all sorts of different ways. Definitely a lot of fun. And then my number 4 is Hidden Depths. This is one of the new ones from Horrific Journeys that adds a hidden traitor to the game. So it's super interesting trying to figure out who the hidden traitor is, and the game sets things up so it looks like you're the bad guy, maybe even when you're not. And then my number 2 is Cycle of Eternity. This is everybody's mostly first time they play the game. They play with Cycle of Eternity, and I just really enjoy this scenario. I've played it over 10 times. And it's just fun to see how it plays out different each time you play it. And then my number 1 is Escape from Innsmouth. I love the Shadows over Innsmouth Lovecraft story, and this one feels a lot like that from the book, and it's cool just trying to escape from Innsmouth. So those are my top 5 scenarios in Mansions of Madness. There's still a couple that I haven't played yet, but definitely an awesome game. So next time, I'll see you on 5.
Stop. Okay, that's
Is that bothering you?
a little. Do you like when the teacher does the thing on the chalkboard? Does that bother you?
It's not a chalkboard.
No, we had chalkboards when we were kids.
What's a chalkboard? That
All right,
must
we're
be
gonna
an
open
old
this
person
without
thing.
seeing the company.
You mean a
'cause the company might
whiteboard?
give Sam a
Without seeing
clue.
the company? All right, so I'll
Okay,
let you
can I
guys
guess
see
what?
it.
You're gonna guess what it is from no information at all other than
No, I know
box
what it
size?
is. It's a corrugated cardboard box.
Thanks.
Jeez.
I mean, was I right or was I right?
Trolling hardcore.
They see me trolling.
They be crying.
You know I'm gonna show up and then troll a
It's
little.
packing material.
Yeah, baby. Brought to you by the USPS.
Is there a game in there?
Yes.
Creatures and cupcakes. Why would you have
I
thought
didn't-
I would guess this?
No, I didn't know it. I knew it was from Gray Fox. But I thought it would be a game you would
This is
like.
from Gray Fox?
Looks like
Does it say
social.
from Gray Fox?
It says social sloth games. Oh, this is the new line that they're coming out with.
Yeah, man, creatures and cupcakes.
Joshua's been talking about this. All right.
Well, I'm on board. I like creatures and more especially
Cupcakes?
Cupcakes.
You like cupcakes more than creatures? I prefer creatures myself.
There are little cupcakes in here.
Dude, are there little creatures?
No one cares.
All right, so what do we got here?
Maybe you're trapping the creatures with cupcakes.
That's how I would do it. 20 to 30 minutes, ages 6 and up? Wow,
Cupcakes!
6 and up, huh? Oh, those are adorable.
Wait a minute.
What, did something just dawn on you? You're freaking out. You're thinking this is a game from someone and it's not.
No, it's not. It's not what I thought. This is a Daryl Andrews game.
There we go, buddy.
Creatures.
I tried to help. Oh, some of them look like poops.
They look like gummy candy, actually.
They do
If
look
your poop
good.
is purple, you need to go see a doctor.
Can I eat one?
Well,
They do look like gummies. They look like cupcake gummies.
They look like
hard.
They look like gummies that you would put on a cupcake.
Yes.
Also, these are the creatures.
I don't really like these.
Not bad.
Oh wait, they're all different.
Pterodactyls, kind of, maybe.
No, I think that's a lion.
This one's an angry goat.
Say what?
You're looking at it backwards. The thing that you think is its neck is actually its tail.
Yeah, man, flip
A
it.
dragon?
No, it's a
like
pig, an angry pig.
No, it's a... Stop talking. Where are you getting a pig from?
It looked like a piggy. Look,
This one?
Let me see it. No, not that. This one. How does that not look? Like, oh, it's a dragon.
I'm pretty sure this thing is definitely that.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Now, what are these here? Potions?
This might be a lion of some sort. This looks like it is the
These
unicorn.
are nice. This. Yeah.
And I have
Good
no
quality.
idea. Oh, maybe that's like a little doggy.
Can we play now? Also?
Would you like the knife?
Oh gosh, don't ask him that after I've been talking.
all right. After what?
After I've been talking this much.
All right,
So, like,
Tailwinds. Is it just me or Tailwinds is not... When I look at that picture, I'm thinking of a different kind of Tailwinds. Thunderous Stamping, Majestic Charge, Blast of Flame, Fearsome Hunger,
Blast of Flame happens right after Tailwind
Fierce
if you have a lighter.
Swarm, and Chaos Creature. Okay, that's way too many fart jokes and no sound cards.
Is that what it's all about? I mean, is it all about farting?
Unicorn farts?
No, it's not. This is... I'm assuming this is a kid game. I mean, it sure
Well,
looks
it
like
is 6
one.
and up. It says that. It looks like a really cute kids game. I like the board a lot. The board looks great.
All right. Well, that's our surprise unboxing. I'm surprised. I did not... I thought it was be something... I don't know what I expected. I knew it wasn't Tsukiyumi because it was too small.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. This looks cute, actually. I want to play it.
Well, that's Creatures and Cupcakes. Is there more segments?
There are more segments. There are always more segments.
To the Batmobile!
We have a bat.
Hey everyone, Chris Renshaw here from the Boards and Swords podcast, and today we're going to talk about Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is the latest adventure coming out from Wizards of the Coast. Now, theoretically, it's an expansion onto Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Basically in the sense that if you start your characters in Dragon Heist, by the time you finish that one, you're ready to take on Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Story-wise, there's not, it's pretty delineated, and they both obviously take place in Waterdeep. Now, the setting of this book takes place in what's called the Undermountain, which I'm not as familiar with some of the Forgotten Realms lore, but from the book, come to take of it, it's basically a TARDIS, to where it's much huger inside it than it could possibly be on the outside. But you access the Undermountain through a couple of secret hidden tunnels, one of which is called the Yawning Portal, which is a tavern inside of Waterdeep. If that sounds familiar to you at all, that's because they already did a book on this. They already did a book on this called Tales from the Yawning Portal, which was a bunch of old D&D adventures that they set in the Undermountain to try and bring them into 5th edition. Well, Dungeon of the Mad Mage does the same thing, and this is where I get the TARDIS aspect from, because it's basically this plot device to where the Undermountain is so big that it can house both of these dungeons in it. It's really cool the way it ties all these different unique atmospheres together. So you get kind of, instead of just 30 different levels of a giant, you know, the same kind of territory, you get a different sort of atmosphere in each level that you progress in this dungeon. And that's really cool. I really like that. The only thing I didn't like about this is the literal returning to the well of something they've already tackled in here. It felt like that they could have done this anywhere in the Forgotten Realms, but for some reason Wizards really likes this idea of the Undermountain and making this big dungeon that you could kind of go off in any direction and explore. So other than that, it's a really good adventure if you're looking into more of the dungeons part of Dungeons and Dragons and you really want a big, deep mega dungeon that isn't entirely uniform. It's got its own twists and turns and could be deadly, although not as deadly as the, Tomb of Horrors. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments relating to these books or any other RPG questions, let me know down in the comments below. You can also follow us on social media and check out the Boards and Swords podcast and our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and until next time, may all your hits be crits.
Hey folks, this is Jonathan for Harshipian, and today, instead of talking about board games in general, I'm gonna show you my shelves of game. I've been asked a lot of times to show people where I store my games. I got around 2,000 games, so let me show you right away. So there you go for my first shelf. You see a bunch of new games, new stuff, a little bit of older games. Sorry for the lighting, it's a little bit dark in that corner. That's brass in here, and as you can see, I pretty much like Euro games more than Ameritrash or party games. I really like Euro games. I don't have a lot of co-op games because that's not my type of things, but I still really like, let's say, Spirit Island. And there you go, those brown boxes are a prototype. You might see one of my games really soon on the market. I think it's going to be 2020. More on that later. I still like Ameritrash, like I said, but I prefer like mechanic over team game. So there you go, more games. Here. And there, just if you want to see them, that's all of the amiibos from Nintendo. I got them all. I think I'm missing one or two. I'm not sure, but I almost got them all. Some HeroQuest, right? HeroScape right there. All of my LCGs are in there. I got first and second edition of Game of Thrones. I got Warhammer Invasion, Warhammer Conquest, a little bit of Android Netrunner, and Call of Cthulhu, most of it, and that's about it. I got more, but they are not at the same place. So my keys, all of my Stefan Feld right there, here, and here. I got them all except for soccer game. It did only in German. So all of my Uwe Rosenberg game are right there. On those shelves right here, I got a bunch of games like that, smaller games, about 100 per case like that. In here, so a bit difficult to see right there. My Feudum. And older games right here. All of my older games are around that corner. Sorry for the speed, but you can at least see all of my games. So all of the legendary stuff, and a bunch of older games right there, and puzzles and things like that, and all the way up here. So this is my gaming shelf. I've been asked a lot of times to show you that, so there we go. Thank you for watching. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Doug Jr. from Doug and Doug Gaming, and you're watching a Fellowship of Meeples. This is the show that talks about the gaming group and how to make your gaming group the best it can be. Now, over the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about high player count games so that you can get more people involved in one game. Now, the criteria that I've been using is any game that plays 7 or more. That's a pretty high count for most games. And the game that I want to talk to you about today barely squeaked into that category, but it's a game that we really enjoy. It's called Mysterium. Ooh. Mysterium can play up to 7 players, and that's up to 6 players playing psychics while 1 player plays a ghost. Now, the ghost is trying to communicate with the psychics to let them know who murdered him, or her, as the case may be. Now, the ghost is not allowed to communicate verbally, but only by giving out cards which contain artwork. This artwork is excellent, sometimes abstract, but any aspect of the art can be used to communicate either the murderer, the place they were murdered, or the weapon they were murdered with. This could use a color, it could use a picture, it could use an overall theme, or any kind of concept, but somehow the ghost has to communicate to the psychics these 3 things. Once the psychics have received their cards and made their guess as to which object the ghost is trying to communicate, they will place their intuition tokens on the item. Next, they'll find out if they were correct. If so, they'll move to the next level. Otherwise, they'll have to stay and repeat the previous level. The ghost will then try to communicate to the group which set of people, place, and thing is the actual murderer, the actual location, and the actual murder weapon. So maybe your gaming group will enjoy a nice round of Mysterium. Be back with us next time on Board Game Breakfast as Doug III will share another one of his high player count games that he enjoys. And until then, have a great breakfast. We'll see you next time.
And that's it for another Board Game Breakfast. Thanks so much for Z's great, fantastic, good game, which was clearly better than last week because I won.
I'd beg to differ, but I never beg.
Thanks so much for watching anyway. We'll be back in an hour and 50 minutes at 1 o'clock for our top 10 games that make us feel smart.
Smart.
All right.
I'm going to go find a pair of glasses that I can wear.
I need a monocle and possibly a top hat.
Yes.
We'll see y'all then. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. See you soon.
Sam Healy. And that will be on the flip side. Take care.
Thanks for watching Board Game Breakfast. Tune in each week for your daily dose of gaming goodness with Tom Vassell and all the gang. Until next time, I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast, a Dice Tower production, sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., an amazing place to buy board games. Cool stuff, in stock, at coolstuffinc.com.